12 3-minute rounds for the vacant WBA International Super Middleweight Championship, live on Box Nation from the SSE Arena here at Wembley in London. Your officials are appointed by the WBA, and your 3 scoring judges at ringside are Mr. Dave Paris of the UK, Mr. Jesus Morata Garcia of Spain, and Mr. Stefano Carrozza of Italy. Your WBA supervisor is Mr. Robert Smith of Wales. Your steward in charge is Mick Collier, and your timekeeper at the bell is Peter McCann. And when the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Terry O'Connor of the UK. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner stands a man whose record reads 23 wins, 9 losses with 14 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 12 stone, 5 pounds, 4 ounces, and tonight he wears the black shorts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Aguas Calientes, Mexico, Fernando Castaneda. And across the ring in the blue corner stands the former undefeated WBO European Super Middleweight Champion. A man with a record of 16 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw with 12 KOs to his name. At yesterday's weigh-in, he scaled 11 stone, 13 pounds, 6 ounces, and tonight he wears the white and gold shorts. Please welcome from Enfield, England, the wise guy, Frank Buglioni. Your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Here we go, lads. Here we go. The spot you in the change room, you know what to expect. Shake hands, best of luck to both. God bless you.
12 threes for the vacant WBA International Super Middleweight Championship.
Buglioni stands 6'1", 3 or 4 inches taller than Castaneda. He's been working so hard over in Dublin with the Collins brothers, and he does look in great nick.
Yeah, he really does. He looks in tremendous shape, and he would be. He'll be working in very hard over there. But he's always been fit. He's always been fit. He's always been in shape.
Coming into this on the back of that draw against Lee Markham last time out. Could be a rematch with him somewhere down the line. I'm sure they'll have one eye as well on George Groves, who's due to be facing Badu Jack in Las Vegas next month. Castaneda, El Hurricane.
It's going to be hard, isn't it, for Castaneda to get in. He's been so much shorter than Buglioni, who's such a tall guy for a super middle.
Both Sergei Kamitsky, who beat Frank Buglioni, and Lee Markham, it was the right hand over the top with which they prospered.
That's always been the problem for Frank, hasn't it? That, you know, he sometimes throws that jab out and brings it back to the chest and then leaves his chin exposed. But what he does have is a really good chin. He doesn't really get credit for that. Even against Kamitsky, even though hurt, he got up. Maybe he didn't know what to do when he got hit. That was the problem back then.
Castaneda's been stopped on 4 occasions. I must say my eyebrows raised a little bit when I heard the odds on those 2 stoppages, Mitchell Smith and Frank Buglioni, at 5-2. Well, Mitchell Smith certainly did his share of the equation.
Yeah. And you would expect Frank, once he gets that right hand on target, to hurt Castaneda.
You know, there were a few crafty shackles on that one when you heard it.
I didn't actually know.
Could have had him hitching home. Castaneda's been a pro for 8 years now. He's lost 3 of his last 5. Whoa.
On the back there, that was from Castaneda. Wild shot. Not over the top like it should have been.
The one he's looking for, as everybody will be doing against Buglioni.
But you can see it for Castaneda. He sat back on the back foot, waiting for Buglioni to leave himself exposed and then just jump in with the right hand. You can almost see it, or a long left hook. What Frank needs to do is just double up that jab, solid jab, pushing back with the double jab, and make space for that long right hand.
Quiet opening round.
Well, Buglioni had a good look at Castaneda. You can see, Castaneda doesn't want to engage. He's going to have to force the issue.
Get the rounds in here. Just practice. Keep jabbing. When you got the opportunity, find your range. Start driving them right hands to the guy, okay? But take it a little step back. Okay? He's going to overextend himself. He's going to overextend himself a little, okay? And you make him pay. But you're keeping it at long range. So when he throws the shot, take a little step and get back to jab again. Just keep feeling out them jabs, okay? If he goes back on the ropes when it comes up, let them body shots go. You go, bro. Let them body shots go, okay? All right, drive in. But then simply back to your jab, and drive them into, okay? When you're not jabbing, the hands are up. Okay, so don't show me go where it's dead up. But take that little step back, Frankie, okay? You punch them straight right hand, okay?
Second round of this 12-rounder. Quiet opener with Buglioni really just having a look at him and being told to continue working behind the jab, but start to look for a chance to unleash the right hand.
Well, the jab's still got to come back as fast as it goes out, but just put a little bit more weight behind. Just make a little step with the front foot. Just transfer the weight forwards when you throw the jab. Just put a bit more weight on it, just to push this kid back. And also that should be the perfect distance then for him to lead a long right hand, which we know is a heavy shot for Buglioni.
Not seen any of his power shots as yet. Still a little bit of a chess match in there as he just tries to work his way into an advantageous position.
That's good, a bit of variety in the jab. And do that again, then follow through with the right hand as well.
Frank's dad at ringside alongside Francis Warren. Solid right hand from Buglioni, who had to take a couple from the Mexican.
Yeah, Castaneda were loaded, but they were a little bit slapping those shots, and Buglioni kept nice and tight. Jab got to be more of a weapon though for Buglioni. Just using it at the moment, just to tap to find the range. I think it's got to be a potent weapon for him.
Nice footwork from Castaneda, working away from the ropes.
That overhand right's the right punch for Castaneda to throw, but he's just telegraphing it. It's a little bit too slow. And Buglioni, even though not doing too much, just doing enough to ease his way into the round. Having a good look at Castaneda.
Okay, you're being patient, okay? So what's going to happen is, as he slows, you step up the pace, okay? And when you try your combinations, he's trying to kind of drive them right hands, make a little step back again, and then back to your jab. So a little more, your jab, don't let him rest, keep jabbing, step pace, see that right hand through the guards, or right hand through the guard, okay? Drive it, but keep it at long range. Be patient, Frank, okay? Fine, it'll come, but the whole thing is, defense is brilliant, your forearm is brilliant, okay? It's what we've been working on. And when you're throwing shots, you've got lots of ends in there. Lots of ends in there too, Frank, all right? So a great job.
Castaneda's corner man a little bit slow to get out of the ring. Action underway for the third round. Not been too many fighters who've gone from light welterweight all the way up to cruiserweight as he has, quite as quickly as he has. Must have had some serious food. Here, of course, fighting at super middleweight, so he's taken a few of those pounds away.
Nice little feint there from Buglioni. He's thinking about things. He's trying little things out. No, nothing's coming to fruition here. You can see him sort of like trying to work things out. Good right hand there from Buglioni. I just feel because he's an upright fighter, which is his style, which is fine. You need the solid jab. You can have a touchy jab and a pouring jab when you're a slipping and sliding or a roll-on sort of fighter. That can work for you. But when you're an upright fighter, you need a solid, really solid, strong jab.
Well, I'm sure he'll have been only too well aware when looking and reviewing his performances in the fights where it's not been quite right, and indeed in one or two of those where he's emerged victorious, that the criticism which he's had to take, while he won't have liked it, has probably been justified, and they'll be working on those faults and trying to put it right, and he'll need to be right against Judinov, and he needs to be right tonight as well to get past this fella.
Well, this is another fight. This is similar to Billy Joe's fight, isn't it? That in a way that this is a fight that we shouldn't really lose against, but you got a massive fight coming up again, because that Judinov fight can still be made apparently, and I think it's just a pause rather than postponed totally. Then he needs to look impressive, but still be very cautious not to pick up any injuries or get caught with silly punches. But he has learned from some of his mistakes, to give him a bit of credit. So he trains hard, he works hard, he listens to whoever was training when he was with Mark and Jimmy Tibbs, and now he's with Stephen Pascal Collins. He listens to the guys and he does what he's told, and that's all you can ask from your fighter. Good shot.
That's better from Buglioni, just starting to find his range a little bit here in the third round. Continuing to peck away with that almost range-finding jab, but then a very much more power from the right flank as he thuds in that body shot. A couple of meaty-looking left hooks from Castaneda. Maybe a hint of inside of the glove about them.
That's the sound. It's inside the glove, the slapping sound. Still another decent round there for Buglioni. He's winning without being massively impressive. He's winning everything quite clear.
Get the impression they want him to start dishing it out a bit more. Castaneda just covering up. shot.
And a good distance as well with the punches. He doesn't need to get too close. He can still fight inside, if you like, from that distance, because he's so much taller and has a longer reach than Castaneda. So he can throw uppercuts from range, Buglioni, and get away with it. And I think then he can engage and still be in a safe position.
Castaneda has landed with a couple of body shots, as he did in the last round. Keeping his gloves tucked up very high. Buglioni, as so often, having to punch down slightly. He's tall for a super middleweight.
Yeah, he's used to that problem, isn't he?
That's better jab. Rocked back the head of the Mexican.
And stayed nice and calm under pressure. I don't think there's any power in Castaneda's punches, but it was still a fast flurry, and Buglioni stayed nice and calm and just was thinking about, once that subsided, the assault subsided, to get my counter into play.
Hurricane needs to find a little bit more. That's a good body shot.
And the right hand as well, just before it, over the top, was a good shot.
Starting to relax and set about his work with a little bit more authority, Buglioni.
That's
good right hand.
He set it up well though. Fake with the jab, feinted with the jab, long left hook, then a right hand. And you can see he's been working on drills to quicken up his feet. He'd sort of done a little drill in the middle of the ring just before that. That's good, doubling up the hook.
Body shots will soften up the Mexican maybe. Once more, a slappy look about those hooks to the rib cage.
They are slappy, but it's nice, but it's a nice little combination, isn't it? Like flashy and fast.
Another Buglioni round.
Oh, he's winning everything clear, isn't he? You know, he's having everything his own way. He looks quite comfortable in there also. I think he's going to start upping the pace a little bit now.
There's that fast hand speed of Castaneda, but not a lot on those punches.
No, we're just showing Buglioni staying nice and calm under a slight little bit of pressure, and then getting his own shots off straight after. That was a good combination. That was good work from Buglioni. Everything was good there.
But I want you to keep that long range. Yeah. You went long, hook, straight away for the shot. This time finish that straight right hand. And then back to the jab again. Keep jabbing, jab. And the point, footwork, everything's nice. You look strong out there, Frank. It looks very fit and strong. Okay.
Buglioni looking in complete control as we move into the fifth of this 12-rounder. Vacant WBA Intercontinental belt at stake. Buglioni needing to come through this for his challenge for Sergei Kamitsky's world title. Did I say Kamitsky? Chudinov, I beg your pardon. Fedor Chudinov.
Though he would like the Kamitsky return, I'm sure. No,
I'm sure he
Buglioni
would. Maybe he'll get it somewhere. Fedor Chudinov. I stand corrected. Sorry about that.
The thing with Frank, when you watch Frank and you see him early on in his career, knocking people over and being nice and strong, but being easy to hit, let's be honest, and you sort of want to, and I'm sure the trainer's working on stuff and make him a better all-round boxer, but he's always going to be a come-forward fighter. That's his strength, isn't it? So I think maybe that's just what you concentrate on. You try and keep your hands up high, but he doesn't need to be dancing around. I think he is always going to be a come-forward fighter. That's where he looks his best. That's where he has more success.
Castaneda having a bit of success of his own in this round with his body shots. That's a jab.
more than just a good jab, it was good reflexes from Buglioni. Hand-eye coordination, you know, he threw it always without thinking. It's a good natural reaction.
Be a massive upset, of course, if Castaneda were to do a Kamitsky, and if he was to beat Buglioni. Almost unthinkable for the...
Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it?
Lofty plans for him to fight for the world title. No sign that it's going to happen at all.
Kamitsky was always a dangerous fight. It was a risk. It was the right risk, I felt at the time, but it was always a risk. This is just a fight, you know, because Chudenov had to pull out. This was a fight just to keep Frank busy before the challenge.
Having had a long training camp, I'm sure that there is nothing more frustrating for a fighter than just to pull out and then to get back and peak again.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, you know, it can affect you not just physically, but more
good
mentally.
shot, right hand. It's been coming, and he's going. Not up in time. Fight's all over. Good shot when it came.
Do you know what? He'll get criticised like he always does. I don't know why people seem to be on his back a lot. That was a decent performance. He was against a guy he was never going to lose against, but he was calm, professional. You know, he picked his shots quite well, and I think, you know, he didn't take any silly risks. You know, with a big fight coming,
didn't do anything wrong, did he?
No, and from a trainer's point of view, if I was in his corner, I'd be more than happy with that. He did everything he had to do, got the guy out there, you know, within the first half of the fight, and that's all you can ask.
Chudenov, needless to say, at a different level, but the end when it came was impressive.
Yeah, it was, you know, and he always got I don't think he's the big puncher that we thought he was going to be early on in his career, but he can hit, and he's accurate as well and he got nice long shots. I think Castaneda already didn't want to know. He already felt a few good shots. That left hook there, I think that was the one that caused him a little bit of trouble.
That's sort of round the back of the glove, but I'm not sure it caught him flush.
No, I think the left hook, already just scrambled his senses just a little bit, and then that right hand then was enough for him to want to look for the floor, to be honest. Let's be truthful. But Frank was slowly working him over, I think. A bit like the Lewis Petit fight, he was slowly working him over. He was definitely going to get the stoppage at some point. And all in all, it was a good night's work from Buglioni. Yep,
mature performance, got a few rounds under his belt.
And also, remember, as we said, look, mentally, the world title fight coming now. Oh, when that just already gets taken away, you know, to get over that hurdle and just get in the ring and fight is hard enough.
Same scenario as Billy Joe Saunders. The last thing he wanted was to wind up getting cut or a head clash or whatever, let alone perish the thought of actually losing the thing, but he didn't need to pick up any sort of injury anyway. That's right,
and he didn't get a one-round blowout. He got 4 rounds and a bit, which is decent enough work to get rid of all that anxiety, all that adrenaline from the training, and he moves on hopefully now and gets a Chudenov fight sooner rather than later.
The wise guy fought like one. Here's Mark Burdis.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 2 minutes 56 seconds of the 5th round, Fernando Castaneda has failed to beat the referee's count. The winner and now the new WBA International Super Middleweight Champion, the white guy from Enfield in the blue corner, Frank Buglioni.
Good win, good performance, not against a world beater of course, but he did what was necessary.
Thank you, John. He did indeed. He's got a new belt around his waist, and not the world title belt that he wanted, but hopefully that is down the line. Andy, you gave him a big thumbs up at the end of that, and thumbs up for that performance from you.
Yeah, very poised, in control at all times, and good defense at times, and a cracking punch to finish the fight right around on the side of the ear. And those punches are very disorientating and hard to come back from.
You were making the point that in a fight like that, it's up to him to make an opponent like he had, like the Mexican, to fight at a pace that he can't handle and then break his heart that way.
Castaneda was being very negative, and if Frank Buglioni let him, he'd be in there all night. So you either fight at a pace which makes it uncomfortable and he'll check out, or you hit him with a punch you don't see. And that's what he did. Frank Buglioni drew the jab, met him close up with tight guard, and then caught him with the right hand round.